Gentleman yields back. I'll now recognize Mr. Burlison from Missouri and then Mr. Timmons from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Walz, we already know that the Minnesota Medical Assistance gives taxpayer dollars to people that are not here legally, illegal aliens, and we know that in large part, your sanctuary city policies or sanctuary state policies have exacerbated the fraud that we are seeing in Minnesota. We know that just from conservative estimates alone, that when during the Biden administration, we had an estimated 15 million people come here illegally. Within your state alone, the estimates from the Migration Institute and Pew Research is that it's at least 130,000 people that are here illegally. And we know that $250 million was stolen for the Feeding Our Futures program. Are you familiar with the fact that those working for the program and individuals later convicted of fraudulent crimes met with Mr. Ellison in the what has been talked about, the recorded conversation?
I believe the Attorney General just testified to that, yes.
It was a 54-minute conversation, and in it, the conversation was recorded as an audio file secured by, there was a request to get that information. He can clearly be heard pledging his support to individuals who would soon become his family's campaign donors and later Feeding Our Future criminal defendants. The ask occurs around minute 43:30. Specifically, the request for him is in the AG's statutory role as the attorney for state agencies to intervene on behalf of these frauds. And at 44:26, Mr. Ellison assures the fraudsters, quote unquote, "Of course, I'm here to help." And at 45-minute mark, he says, quote unquote, "Let's go fight these people." These people meaning the agencies that were looking into the fraud. Have you listened to this audio?
Today was the first time I've heard it. I'm familiar with it, and I don't know if I can validate that characterization.
If this is true, do you have concerns?
I'm not going to speculate on like I said, I can't characterize what it was.
Certainly, you've heard the allegations that Mr. Ellison was working with individuals and that people were trying to reach out to him to try to avoid any kind of prosecution.
I don't know if I would characterize it like that. I couldn't do that.
How would you characterize it?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I just heard the clip you had.
How much fraudulent money has been recovered?
Oh, I don't have the number in front of me, but
I've heard the highest number is 80 million. I mean,
that could be. I can't verify that.
So it's reported that it's at most it's $80 million, and as we know, the amount that has been attributed to fraud in Minnesota alone is estimated, I think on the low end, the conservative side is $9 billion. I think the Trump administration says $19 billion.
Congressman, I don't see anything to show that, but what I've acknowledged is $1 is too much. I think the local people and the folks who are taking count of this show it just at about $271 million.
Do you think the effort to return the money has been successful?
I can't speak to that. I don't have any part in that.
I think that returning 80 million out of let's say, assume it's just $9 billion, which would be it would be 0 or 0.08%, less than 1% of the money has been gotten.
Congressman, no one's saying the $9 billion other than a potential for that, and that would mean every dollar that's out there. And I think that was characterized last week by the U.S. Attorney's Office as saying that caused problems because there's no evidence to back that up. But I want to be clear. That doesn't make it any better. I just want to be clear. I hear you on the $300 million.
There's more work. Would you agree there's more work to do? If you're at 1% or less than 1%, there's more work to do.
I think if it's 99%, there's more work to do.
Last week you stated to the press that you have fired people who weren't doing their jobs. Is that correct?
What I stated is that people have been put into new positions, that we removed people from positions.
So you did not fire anyone?
So people stepped away.
Shuffled the decks on the Titanic.
I think they left state government.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.